Think of the people you interact with every day. Would you want to spend a day in a canoe with them? I'm Nathan Mercereau, and as a financial advisor with over 25 years of experience, I've learned that the quality of the people you spend time with is a lot more valuable than what can show up in a set of financial projections. And growing up in Canada, I discovered you can learn a lot about a person when you spend a day in a canoe with them. So I created this show where I interview people I find interesting and inspiring. I invite you to listen in and learn from their stories so you can create the life you want, one filled with wealth, wisdom, meaning, and purpose. Well, today I'm delighted to welcome Henry and Haith Johnson, owners of Haith and Henry. And I love it how we've recently connected, and I'm just so excited that you're here on the podcast for Day in a Canoe to share with listeners your story. So I'm just going to jump right in. What's the genesis of what you're doing? And we'll get into some of the opportunities and what's next, but how did you begin your story as entrepreneurs?
First of all, let us say, Nathan, thank you so much for having us on your show. This is dynamic. We really are making it.
When you met Nathan, you know you made it.
I am Haith Johnson of Haith and Henry. I'm the CEO.
And I'm Henry Johnson. I'm the COO of Haith and Henry.
So we've had the delight of being married and business partners now for over 20-something years.
Going to 27 in July.
Going on 27 years.
Wow.
We've been together. I know, right? So we've been together for a long time.
That means 30 years we've been together.
Yes. I want all of my years counted. So, but you know what? I am a licensed cosmetologist, and Henry went to school for business. And so we know already that's starting out as a great match. I've always loved to do hair. We opened up a salon in 2007. As an upscale salon in Ferndale, Michigan. And we both are from Detroit, Michigan. Both of us, I went to Oak Park High though, but he went to Detroit Public School.
Yeah, I stayed there a little longer.
A long story short, we started this amazing upscale salon, and we serviced some of the who's of Michigan. And it was such an honor to do that because we wanted to give people great customer service. Well, this business mind said, you know what, Haith, we have to stop sending people out. When they need shampoo and conditioner and different things like that, we need to develop our own hair care line because you know what you're doing. And so you know how to give solution to these customers. So we started working on it. So every time a customer would come back, we would create a brand new product to meet that need. And so we looked up one day and we had like 10 different items in our catalog. And thank God we did that because in 2008, we started realizing that the market had changed again. And what that means is the recession hit.
Oh, my God.
And with the recession hit, that means all my blue collar ladies had stopped coming. You know, all the people from Ford and GM, that slowed down pretty good.
Yeah.
This one right here, he said, hey, you know what? Retail is going to be our key. And so
we looked at additionally taking our products and really working on it, formulated. And then as we began formulating our products, then we said, you know what? We need hair because we had products we designed, but now hair because extension market was growing at that time. And people they will still get their hair done, even though it was a recession. They're going to get their hair done no matter what. So we would fly back and forth to India, China, Brazil, trying to get the best hair because we knew retail was key.
Yep.
If we can just continue doing the retail because the customers, they stop coming in.
Right.
But yet we found another way of making changes when things happen.
To be sustainable. And that's our key is that you got to keep your ear to the customer's request. You got to not see it as, well, we don't do that. You got to figure out a way. Well, how could I do that? How could I meet the need? Because if we were like this, if 3 to 5 people came in and asked for the same thing, that was the market crying out for something else. And so we learned how to pivot way before 2020. And so I'm so glad we did. And so now with the hair care products, now we're offering hair care products, hair extensions. And I was impacted dearly by a girlfriend who was diagnosed at the age of 29 with stage 4 cancer. And she had breast cancer. Her name is I don't want to share her name, but nevertheless, she lost all of her hair. And it was so devastating. And I felt like, what could I have done? Because by the age of 32, she had lost her battle. And I felt so impacted, like, what could I have done to make her journey a little bit easier or, giving her something to maybe smile? We found out that it's not just was that girlfriend of mine, but there were women like that all across the country that had lost their hair due to cancer. Henry's a veteran. He served in the Gulf War.
I was in the Navy 4 years, so I did
Mm.
my time of service.
But we realized it wasn't just cancer
Agreed
patients, but it
through
was
it.
veteran women as
Yeah,
well
yeah.
that needed wigs.
Mm.
And so we partnered with American Cancer Society. Our responsibility with them was to make sure that these women got their wigs for free. After the pandemic hit, the American Cancer Society stopped, but Henry Haith, LaHost Hair and Wigs, we continued that initiative of still continues. And still to this day, Nathan, we give out free wigs to veteran. Matter of fact, we did one today, and we give out free wigs to veteran and to cancer survivors across the country on us, as well as the beauty cuties who are supporters of our Facebook page. But long story short, now we're doing hair bundles, wigs, and hair care products. When 2019 hit, I got really, really sick. I got shingles. And I looked at my doctor. I said, wait a minute. You're talking about the old people, doctor. I said, wait a minute. You're talking about the old people measles? Are you kidding me? He was like, I'm sorry to tell you. Yeah. And it's going to be pretty painful. And he was right. So for 2 months, I couldn't go to work. And things have really, really got real bad for us for a season. And this one, I'm telling you, he's my champion. He's quiet except for
Ah.
when this camera's not going. But
Right.
he said, you know what, hey, we got something amazing.
Here we have all these products in our hand.
Yeah.
We have wigs right here in front of us,
Yep.
but we knew that we could take our product and go to the next level because we were always looking to go to the next level. One thing about when tragedy happens and things go on in the world, you have to learn how to pivot in those situations because everything, as business owners, everything don't go your way. As entrepreneurs, you want the best, but you don't always get the best environment. So, man, 2019 came. We applied for an open call for Walmart.
But
So,
we got that letter that nobody wants.
oh my
It says
God.
thank you, but unfortunately.
Yeah, you don't have a fortunate word, but we did apply. And next thing you know, we applied again because I was relentless. I knew that there was a possibility that we could get our products into the stores. So in 2020,
Yep.
we got the yes to meet the buyer.
Yeah. And while we were waiting for that to happen for us, Henry said, let's get the hair care products and let's just start walking them around the state. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, come on, get the bag, get the product. We went to Myers and we went from one Meyer to the next Meyer because they kept sending us to different Myers to that yes person. So I would tell any entrepreneur, you will go as far as your tenacity takes you and your determination of I refuse to quit. You got to be like the guy that says, no, we're going into battle and we're burning all the boats. Nobody gets to go home until we win this war. And so that's what he did. And you know what? We didn't care. We went from one Meyer to the next Meyer to the next Meyer to, you know what? We got a yes. And now we're located in 5 Meyers in Michigan. Determination made him fill out the open call application again. We get the yes. And while we're waiting, we get a call from the White House. And they're like,
Oh my God.
I really thought somebody was
220, you would think that it was really a bad year. And for some people,
we thrived.
you know, it
Yeah.
was, but you know what? We're thankful that we had a good year in 2020. But that year
Was it was like the year of congratulations. Congratulations. But we stayed humble and we knew that putting our hand to the plow and not looking up and getting distracted and not stopping, one day this hard work is going to pay off. And 2020 was the beginning of that. Second Lady Karen Pence and Pamela Powers came to give us medals of honor just to say thank you for the work that you're doing with the veteran women because the suicide rate had actually gone up for veteran women. And they said that we know that you're here doing your part just by giving them a sense of value, you know, and thank you for the work you're doing with cancer patients. So we still have those medals of honor to this day. And that was amazing.
Yes.
And I think 2 weeks later we pitched.
We pitched to Walmart
And they said yes.
They said yes.
And you know what?
So they said, well, what we're going to do is we're going to start you off with about 200 stores and then about 15, 20 states.
Yep.
We get a call. I think it was either Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
I'll
ended up
never forget it.
getting our purchase orders, and when we look at the purchase orders, it was about 310 stores.
25 states across the
Oh my
country.
God! So we were just excited. You talking about
Your
our
Christmas gift.
Christmas gift?
That was a
Yeah.
Christmas gift.
Yep. So
So we've been building this relationship with Walmart, and just you have to be a person of integrity in business. You have to believe what you're doing. You have to know your story and your why. And if you don't know your why, you're going to burn out fast because things are not going to go your way, period, point blank. And it's going to get murky sometimes. It's going to get discouraging. But you know what? We still conducted business, and that was something for us. We had never been suppliers because when COVID hit, we had to shut that salon completely down. My husband looked at me. I looked at those wigs when all across the wall at our store, and I said, we got to do something. I said, well, I'm about to cut on Facebook Live and we're going to introduce our products to the world across the country. Nathan, we did it. And one time we got off of that live, it was 80,000 people.
that view, it was amazing.
And so we knew we were on to something because women needed to be Zoom ready and all the salons were closed. So the women that would never wear a wig found themselves going to our website and making orders. We were sending wigs to Hong Kong, not Hong Kong. It was
Japan.
Okay, it was Japan.
Yeah.
It was
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Turkey.
We were
Yep.
sending them all over the world. It was just like, what the heck is going? And then we knew, no, we're going to stick with this. And again, as we just stay diligent, staying focused, staying faithful, and we build a customer base around these products, around the wigs, and we call them, when I go on my Facebook Live, I say, welcome, beauty cuties, to the Wig Nation. You have just landed in the VIP beauty room. Nothing ugly goes on in this room. So if you're trolling me or leaving bad messages, we're going to kick you out. So get yourself together. And the beauty cuties are the supporters of us who support a youth home. They give every month. These are women I never knew before the pandemic. They give every month to us, like $10 a month.
Wow.
And we donated to a youth home back in Detroit to young girls that's been rescued from human trafficking. See, we believe that if you connect the community cause to your company, that's where your sustainability really is.
Absolutely.
And so that's why we've been thriving and going. And my last point, we're no longer in Michigan, as you see, it's really sunny here. You showing off with that sun in the back. I see you, Nate. But it's 67 degrees here, or 68. I don't know if you can say that. We're now in Las We're in Las Vegas,
We're in Las Vegas,
Nevada.
We
Say that
have
from Michigan.
moved because we got another opportunity.
Yep.
So the first opportunity with Walmart was to put your product into the store. They came to us again and said, you know what? We like your store model because we had a store in Ferndale. We love it. Would you mind franchising your store across the nation?
Country. I'm like, oh my God. I would say, no, let me think about it.
Yeah.
No.
So in Las Vegas is our pilot store, which is our first one. And then we're going to make sure we get that right. And then go from state to state or city to city.
Yep.
So we look to franchise this. So it's been an extraordinary journey that
Yes.
we've been on.
And the best part of this whole journey is that our paths have crossed with you, Nathan.
Yes.
So thank you again for this opportunity. I feel so bad you haven't said a word.
No, you have been fantastic. Great, just unpacking of your journey and so many nuggets of just lessons learned and perspective. And I want to zoom into one. You said you always have to know your why. And I think that's so important for leaders, entrepreneurs, people that are really focused on moving forward. So
Well,
what is
believe
your
that
why?
we
How
can
do
change
you
some
how do you
things.
define that?
I don't know,
Yeah.
where we can change how the industry is. And every day I get up saying, you know what, we can make a difference. I want to be able to leave a legacy. I want to be able to leave this earth with my name still here, meaning that at the end of the day, people still will know who Henry is. And that's something you just don't want to live your life. And as you live life, no one knows who you are. You never left any footprints. So this is part of my why. I know my wife may have a different one, but that's my why.
It's not too far off. The thing is, success leaves patterns. It's not impossible. We didn't say it was easy. It's possible, but it's possible. I mean, it's hard, but it's possible is what I'm trying to say. And the legacy and being the world changer is given opportunity. You know, Nathan, as Black small business owners, we've been blocked out of a industry purposely when it comes to the beauty industry and hair and products. At different times, we didn't have stakes in the market. We were not market shared. We didn't have,
Market share. We didn't
yeah.
have market.
So what we want to do is make it possible for this next generation to say, hey, it is possible. And not only that, that's how we've grown the business by becoming now distributors to smaller business that do not have access on how to purchase, because other cultures have come in and they've been able to capitalize on an industry that we're the number one purchasers in the beauty industry when it comes to hair extensions and different things like that. And so we want to make it possible for other small businesses to say, and it's not just a Black thing, but it's a thing of, if this is what you want to do, let us show you that it is possible.
Mhm.
I love that. I think so many times we get into the day to day grind of doing the work, which needs to be done when you're owning and running a business, but having a connection to that why, that motivation, that focus on
Yes,
legacy.
Yeah.
And I think
exactly.
that's so important for us to live as a fulfilled life as possible, because there's the statement. I was just sharing it with someone that I think it was
Mm,
Thoreau,
right.
a writer, said most people live lives of quiet desperation. We don't want that. That is not fulfilling.
Yes.
We
Absolutely.
want to, and that's what we at Client Alternatives
Absolutely.
do, help people live and step into their best life. And money is just a means to an end. But you've got to know the vision, you've got to know the why, you've got to
It
know
is.
what fuels you, so that when you have material
Yeah.
success,
Right, right,
it's for
right.
a purpose. Otherwise, if we chase materialism for itself, it's not going to be fulfilling, and we're left wanting more. So I really believe, as leaders, as entrepreneurs, that knowing our why and knowing our vision is so critical to success. One final question, and this has been so wonderful chatting.
Mm.
As you look back, what
Whew, that's a
advice would you
great
give
question.
a younger Haith and Henry? Just thinking about what you've been through, which has been so much. You've had a lot of ups and downs. You've
Wow,
had to
that's a
pivot.
great
Now
question.
Well,
you're having incredible success. But looking back, what are
I would
some
say
lessons
always
learned
stay
that you would
focused. Stay
pass on to
focused
a younger
on
version, or
your
even a younger
purpose.
entrepreneur?
Stay focused on your plan. Stay focused and don't get distracted. I will probably tell myself that and
But you've
continue.
done that.
Well, I've done that, but then to the degree that I wish I
Oh,
could not have certain mistakes in life because you stayed focused to the plan.
I
Because
got you.
distractions will always come. People will always come with different contracts that say, do this, do that. I probably did a lot of things in my life, but now I'm really focused on my business
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm focused on me, and I love helping people. I really do. But I'm learning to help myself
First.
first and then help people, because many times we help other people, and then at the end of the day we're exhausted, we're
Yeah,
tired, we're depleted, and we can't help ourselves anymore, and before you know it we're struggling people, and then at the end of the day we're exhausted, we're
yeah.
tired, we're depleted, and we can't help ourselves anymore, and before you know it we're struggling and we're drowning in our own water. But I think that as I wish I would have just continue to focus in on, continue to build myself up, and then I can build other people up. That's mine.
I hear you, but and you know what,
But
Nathan is part of Henry was he not was he is so generous, and sometimes we made so many sacrifices for other people that sometimes we were left holding an empty bag. And so you have to have that
got to
balance
refill.
that I can help you if I don't stop and self care, or if I don't
Yeah,
stop and consider, you know what, like they tell you on the airplane, you got to put the mask on yourself before you even aid a little child, because if I pass out, I'm no help to anyone. And so I do understand where Henry's coming from. My thing is, I was homeless at one time when I was 16 years old. And real quickly, I would remind myself that promise that I made to God. If He helped me to get out of that situation, that I vowed that I would forever live for him and help other people. And he told me then, if you use what I put in your hands, you'll not only change your life, but you'll impact the lives of thousands. And so, what I would have told my little young self then, and don't be scared to live big. Do it huge. If you're going to do it loud and do it unapologetically, because sometimes in your success, as you grow, sometimes everyone on your path don't grow with you. And it's okay. It's you got to allow yourself to grow and grow up. And so sometimes I'm a better help to my community if I forego, continue on, get what is promised to us as successful,
Yeah.
focused business owner, and then reach back. I can really be a better help and a greater impact. So I would tell myself, girl, you better stop paying attention to these people. Stay focused and keep going. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
That's great advice. That's lessons learned from real life. So, Haith, Henry, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Your story is inspirational. I want to wish you all the best in the days ahead. Thanks for being in Day in a Canoe, and look forward to hearing what's ahead. Thank you for listening and tuning in to Day in a Canoe. We're thrilled to have you as part of our community. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review and share it with your friends and loved ones. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on social media platforms by searching Day in a Canoe. We'll see you next time.